Shalom, 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 and welcome back to another Wednesday night exhortation. It's your Octobro Zachariah Israel, and my reader for tonight is
Shalom, Brother Nazareth.
Brother Nazareth. So, Lord's willing, we got an edifying one for y'all, as y'all know what's going on in the media, what's going on in the news, you know, with this tariffs going on, and it's just crazy out here, man. It's crazy. The fake clothes, the designer clothes or whatever, so-called designer clothes. People think they made in Italy, but they not. We finding out all this stuff is made in China. You understand? So tonight exhortation is entitled "Designer Made in China." Designer made in China. Now I put that A on the end instead of designer because I wanted it to rhyme with China. So it's a little ebonics, you know what I'm saying? Designer made in China. I spelled it like that on purpose. I think it just had a better little, you know, a little ring to it. You feel me? So if this your first time, let's open it up with 2 Timothy 4:2. You got it. Read
The
it.
book of 2 Timothy, chapter 4, verse 2. Preach the word. Be instant, in season, out of season. Reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine.
Exhort with all long suffering and doctrine. So we supposed to push our brothers to strongly encourage our brothers to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, to stay in the fight. Okay? So, designer made in China. It's videos out floating around. I'm gonna play a couple. We should get a couple. I'm definitely gonna get the one with the China man on there talking about how all this stuff is made for very cheap and upcharged for very high. Okay, it's coming out. It's coming out. Okay, this place gonna be exposed. This ain't nothing but a market. Okay, United States of America is a market. Everybody want to come here pretty much for the upcharge. Okay, where you can buy something for very low and sell it for very high. Okay, that's why a lot of these other nations want to come here, because in their country it would not it wouldn't be allowed to put an upcharge on the way they upcharge the people here in America. Give me 1 Timothy 2:9. You got it. Read it.
The book of 1 Timothy, chapter 2, verse 9. In like manner also, that women adorn themselves in modest apparel.
That women adorn themselves in modest apparel. So you got all this Louis, Gucci, all this Prada and Dolce Gabbana and Versace, and you know those are a lot of the high end fashion or designs. But you got a lot of, you know, regular stuff, you know what I'm saying? Regular name brand stuff, Nike, Reebok, Adidas, you know, Tommy Hilfiger. A lot of this kind of, well, it's still high, but it's not high as the Balenciagas and all that, right? Read that from the top again.
Verse 9. In like manner also, that women adorn themselves in modest apparel.
So you still got to be modest, ladies, when you out here wearing these things, okay? While you out here wearing this so-called designer that you didn't pay $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, $6,000 for this stuff, and you guys are still not even being modest in it. So you buying these clothes, you're still half naked in it. They even got designer see-through stuff. Why would you pay for something that high, right? And it's not even doing this job to cover you up in public. You understand? Continue.
with shamefacedness and sobriety.
There's nothing shamefaced about these sisters that's be out here half naked. There's nothing shamefaced about that. You understand? So, you got what's her name? Even Kanye ex-wife or whatever. There's nothing shamefaced about that. You understand what I'm saying? How she was out there dressed. Okay? How she went to the Grammys. Ain't no telling what she paid for that. I bet you it costs more than what it's worth. I bet you the upcharge on it was upsold to a very high amount. Okay? Or it could have been one of Kanye, whatever. But I'm just giving you an example on how you pay for stuff for very cheap here, right? And it barely do the job of covering you up, right? And you go outside with this on, you're not being modest, right? Read.
Not with braided hair, or gold, or pearls, or constantly array.
Or gold, or pearls, or costly array. What we talking about? Designer made in China. That's that costly array. Okay? You're not supposed to be even putting all that junk on. It's not even made out the finest linen. We gonna get to that. Okay? Read.
Verse 10. But which becometh woman professing godliness with good works.
Which becometh women professing godliness with good works. So, if you ain't got a modest dress on and you ain't being a woman professing godliness with good works, you ain't doing nothing. You ain't doing nothing. You just out there looking like a bozo with something that's marked up 100 times its cost. You understand? Give me Deuteronomy 22:5. Deuteronomy 22:5. You got it? Read it.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 22 verse 5. The woman shall not wear which pertain unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment.
A lot of y'all look like women when you putting on these dresses, and a lot of y'all looking like men when you putting on these pants. That's what it is. You sisters out here wearing these pants, you out of line. You're out of order. You brothers that's out here wearing dresses, you out of line. You out of order. Read it from the top again.
Verse 5. The woman shall not wear which pertain unto a man.
What pertaineth unto a man? Pants. Read.
Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment.
What pertains to a woman? Garments. Dresses, skirts, right? Read.
For all that do so are abomination unto the Lord thy God.
If you do so, it's an abomination to the Lord. The Most High ain't going for it. Jump down to verse 11.
Verse 11. Thou shalt not wear a garment of diverse sorts.
You shouldn't wear garments of diverse sorts. I was just saying. You guys out here don't know what you wearing. You thinking that you got on 100% cotton. You don't. Right? You think you got on 100% silk. You don't. And a lot of y'all don't even care. You understand? But you think you got on genuine leather. You don't. Linen. You don't. They mixing this stuff up with all kinds of different things and chemicals and, you understand, mixtures of fabrics and things. They stretching everything, right? Just like you got food with GMOs and they put a lot of preservatives and additives and all these things in it to preserve the shelf life, right? And you got all this high fructose corn syrup. What you think they doing to your food? They doing the same thing. They doing the same thing. They're gonna stretch it, right? They're gonna get it for very cheap, right? Step on it, you understand, or mix it, like dope, or the so-called, the drugs out here. They get it. They get the cocaine, right, and they step on it, or they get it and they cut it. They put things in it to bring down the value, right? To make it stretch. You understand? If you seen any of them gangster movies or people that's, brothers that might have been in the dope game that repented from that thing, y'all know what I'm talking about. That's how they doing everything over here. There's nothing 100%. Right? Continue.
As of woolen and linen together.
As of woolen and linen together. So you're not supposed to mix these different fabrics and clothings. It's against the law. It's against the law of the Most High God. You understand? Designer made in China. You don't got on what you think you got on. I ain't never paid for this stuff, man. Ever. I never wore designer clothes, man. Ever. Okay? We gonna talk more about it, man. You'll be shocked. I always been up on that, man. I'm more of a quality than quantity. I don't even have a whole lot of clothes. I just like quality of clothes. I like how I feel on my skin. That type of deal, right? Give me Numbers 15:38. That might not have been on the agenda, but give me that real quick. Numbers 15:38. Okay. So yeah, man, you guys are being hoodwinked and bamboozled. Right? Give me that.
The book of Numbers, chapter 15, verse 38. Speak unto the children of Israel and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations.
Excuse me. So you're supposed to get these clothes, right? Your shirts, your dresses, and you're supposed to put fringes on them. All right? You're supposed to put fringes on them. Okay? And what? Continue reading.
And that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue.
That's why you see the brothers and sisters out here, the Israelite brothers and sisters, wearing fringes on the end of their clothes with a ribbon of blue along the borders. You understand? So you guys is just bogus all together. You out here wearing linen and diverse sorts, which, if you don't have a textile company or, excuse me, if you don't have a factory where you can make these things of yourself, right, it's going to be very hard to get the to make sure it's 100%, because you never know what the other nations are doing, what these heathens out here doing, what these Edomites are doing, right, to the clothing. But you can definitely get you some fringes and border a ribbon of blue on the borders, right? Read 39. I'm sorry. Okay. We're going to read it down to the 40. So you definitely can do that, right? You got it. Read it.
Verse 39. And it shall be unto you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Lord and do them.
So the ribbon of blue and the fringes are for you to look down on Adam and say, man, I don't need to lust after that sister. I don't need to have no hatred towards that brother. I don't need to steal. I need to honor thy father and thy mother, right? So I can live long on this earth. Hey, I need to remember the Sabbath to keep it holy. I shouldn't kill. I shouldn't lie, right? So you're supposed to remember these things. I shouldn't covet. You understand? I shouldn't commit adultery, fornication, that type of deal. That's what the fringes and the border of blue is for, right? Read.
And that ye seek not after your own heart and your own eyes, after which you used to go a whoring.
That way you won't be out here going after your own lust. You're not following your own temptations, your own eyes, right? That you used to go a whoring, right? Read.
Verse 40. That ye may remember and do all my commandments and be holy unto your God.
So that's what we got to do. Not getting this designer from China, right? Paying for this stuff and you ain't even got it on right. You wearing things that's of the other gender you don't even know, right? and you ain't got no fringes or border blue on it. You just off all together. And it's punishment for that. It's punishment for that. Give me Zephaniah 1 and 8 real quick. I'm sorry. They ain't on there neither. Zephaniah 1 and 8. You guys got to remember that it's judgment behind every single thing we do, all the way down to our apparel, the things that we wear. You got it? Read it.
The book of Zephaniah, chapter 1, verse 8. And it shall come to pass in the
Slow it down a little bit.
verse 8. And it shall come to pass in the day of the Lord's sacrifice
Read.
that I will punish the princes and the kings' children.
The princes and the king's children, that's us. All right, we from that royal lineage. We the princes and the king's children, right? Read.
And all such are as are clothed with strange apparel.
So if you out here and you wearing this strange apparel, you're going to be judged. There's judgment. This strange stuff that the Lord didn't tell you to wear, you're going to be judged. You got it? So we must keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, right? Give me Isaiah 61, verse 10. Isaiah 61, verse 10. You got it? Read it.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 61, verse 10. I will greatly rejoice in the Lord. My soul shall be joyful in my God.
Read.
For he hath clothed me with the garments of salvation.
He did what?
He hath clothed me with the garments of salvation.
You need to be worrying about the garments of salvation. Right? The garments of salvation. That's going into more spiritual. But you also got to worry about your physical garments as well. Right? That way you wouldn't be out here in sin, in strange apparel. Right? And things that cost so much, the costly array that don't have anything to do with the dress code of the Most High God, that you went and paid $6,000, $10,000 for. Okay. Continue.
He hath covered me with the robe of righteousness.
The robe of righteousness. Read.
As a bridegroom decketh himself with ornaments, and as a bride adorneth herself with her jewels.
So that's what you need to be worrying about, the Lord and what he thinks of you spiritually. If he could put you in that garment, in that robe, you understand? That garment of salvation, that's what you need to be worrying about. Okay? Give me Matthew chapter 6. We're going to start at verse 25. You got it. Read it.
The book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 25. Therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what ye shall eat,
What you should eat. Read.
or what ye shall drink,
What you going to drink?
nor yet for your body, what ye shall put on.
What?
What ye shall put on.
What ye shall put on. Stop worrying about, hey, is this designer? Is this made in Italy or is it made in China? You understand? Where's this made? Okay, read.
Is not the life more than meat, and the body than raiment?
Read that again.
Is not the life more than meat, and the body than raiment?
Hey, it shouldn't be about meat and raiment. Ain't life more than that? What you putting on? Question mark. Read.
Verse 28.
Yeah, jump down to 28.
And why take ye thought for raiment? Consider the lilies of the field.
So what you thinking about the raiment for? Have you considered the lilies of the field? Read.
How they grow, they toil not,
Read.
neither do they spin.
Hey, they ain't worried about nothing. They toil not, neither do they spin, right? They just out there growing. Right? Read.
Verse 29. And yet I say unto you, that even Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these.
Hey, even Solomon, he put that on. I mean, he wore the best of the best. Right? He wasn't like the lily. Okay? He wasn't like the lily because the Most High took care of the lily. Right? The Most High made that lily where it wasn't worried about nothing or thinking about what it's going to wear or if it costs, $6,000. The lily just grew. It did its job, and the Lord took care of it. Right? Read.
Verse 30. Wherefore, if God so clothe the grass of the field, which today is, and tomorrow is cast into the oven.
Start at verse 29 again. Let me get that again.
Verse 29. And yet I say unto you, that even Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these.
Hey, Solomon want to read like what it is, right? Read.
Verse 30. Wherefore, if God so clothe the grass of the field.
Stop. God clothed the grass of the field. Read.
Which today is, and tomorrow is cast into the oven.
Read.
Shall he not much more clothe you?
Hey, the Lord gonna clothe us. He gonna make sure if that you taking care of, that you got clothes on your back, food in your stomach. You got the chief things. You keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. He gonna make sure you taken care of. You ain't gonna be begging for bread. Right? Read.
O ye of little faith.
O ye of little faith. Right? Read.
Verse 31. Therefore take no thought, saying, what shall we eat? Or what shall we drink? Or wherewithal shall we be clothed?
Hey, you shouldn't be worrying about no designer made in China. Because we finding out today that it's made in China. It is not Italy. They just taking the brand and switching the brands. That's all they doing. Right? Matter of fact, let me get that video for y'all real quick of what the China man said.
You see there are more than 700 shops selling all kinds of bags just in this one market, and there are many other markets in Guangzhou, and also there are so many factories making all kinds of bags in Guangzhou. And why you should select and buy bags from us? What is our strong suit? Let me just tell you this. Our strongest suit is that we were the real OEM factory for those luxury brands. We are the same group of people, the same group of artisans who have been making the boutique bags for those luxury brands. We know how to make them real. We know how to make them good.
Louis Vuitton and Chanel will hate me if I tell you this, revealing the secret behind big brand. Let's go! Hang Long from Singapore, or Bodin Urias for their lambskin from France. Tannery Haas, Italian Tannery, Fight. Labri Tecna from Italy. Guess where I found all those secret suppliers? All in APIF Hong Kong. It's only the first day of this exhibition. There are still 2 more days to go. Don't miss this. Come over and check it out.
Y'all hear that? You see? So you've been hoodwinked and bamboozled. This stuff is made on cents of dollars, right? Cents on a dollar, on a dollar. You understand? And it's upcharged, marked up. And it's made in the same places that they make the Temu, the Wish. You understand? What's that? Shein. Can you imagine that? You understand? Y'all wearing these Jordans too. I ain't forgot about these Jordans. These Jordans only cost a few cents on a dollar. But they sell them primarily to our people for $200-$300. And then if you want to go on up into the sneakerhead world, right? You talking about, man, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $1,200 for retros and things of that nature. Okay? I bought one pair of Jordans my whole life. It always been in my spirit. I'm like, man, damn. Why in the hell would I pay all this money for a pair of shoes? Right? When I could go buy 3 pair of shoes. I just always thought like that. I bought one pair of Jordans. That was them pad leather with the bubble gum bottom on it, the jelly bottom. I don't even know what number it was, because I was never a sneakerhead. I was never a sneakerhead, you know. Could have had plenty of sneakers, you know. All I had to do is, you know, put an order in, you know. My my parents, my pops, man. Mom. I can ask. You feel me? Just put an order in. I could have those things like that. But I just was never no sneakerhead. I'd rather go buy a few shoes. Now I did wear the Nikes and Adidas and Reeboks, you name it. I had them, but I just was never a Jordan head because it never made that much sense to me to go pay $200 or $300 for a pair of shoes when I can at least get a couple pair of shoes for what I'm finna pay for that for. That's just common sense. You understand? What verse you on?
Verse 32.
Read.
For after all these things to the Gentiles seek.
Hey, the Gentiles seek those things, right? The other nations. That's not Israel, right? That's not the children of Israel, the Israelites, right? Read.
For your heavenly Father knoweth that ye have need of all these things.
Hey, our Father know we got what we got need for. Read.
Verse 33. But seek ye first the kingdom of God.
Do what?
And seek ye first the kingdom of God.
You supposed to seek the kingdom of God first. Read.
And his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you.
You can get these things. They gonna be added to you. Right? You gonna get the righteousness. You gonna get his knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And when you get those things, you're not gonna want to pay $6,000 for a purse, a Birkin bag, a Coach bag, a Louis Vuitton bag, Gucci bag. That junk never made sense, man. You could just go get you a decent little bag or whatever and to carry your whatever your belongings, man. I just never, man, I'm from another planet, bro. I'm from another planet. You know what I'm saying? I never cared about that junk. Things about to get high too. You better be trying to get some food and some buckets or something. Plant you some fruit trees or get you some chickens and a garden or something. That's what we on. You understand? Give me Ephesians chapter 4 verse 22. You got it. Read
The
it.
book of Ephesians chapter 4 verse 22. That ye put off concerning the former conversations, the old man.
You supposed to be putting off that old man in formal conversations. You shouldn't be talking about, ooh, what are those? Or look at those. You understand? You shouldn't be worrying about that type of stuff, man. You don't see damn Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk and Bill Gates and Steve Jobs and Warren Buffett and you don't see these old rich old white men talking about shoes and clothes because they understand business. They know that this stuff is made for dirt cheap, right? And they put a 200%, 300% markup on it. 500%, some ridiculous markup on it because they pay the rappers, athletes, singers, dancers. You understand? They give them the endorsement deal. They wear the stuff for free. Y'all think a lot of these athletes and stuff went the route you went and bought it for. No, they wear this stuff, man, and they put this stuff on because they be having endorsement deals. Now, I do know a lot of them still go out and blow a bag, blow a lot of money on this stuff. But a lot of them had them endorsement deals to make you go buy it. But all this stuff is cheap, man. All of it. Okay? Read.
Which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust.
That's that deceitful lust, man. When you ain't getting rid of that formal man, that getting rid of that old conversation, you dealing in lust, right? Read.
Verse 23. And be renewed in the spirit of your mind.
You got to get your mind right, right? Read.
Verse 24. And that ye put on the new man, which after God is created in righteousness and true holiness.
Hey, that's who we got to put on, that new man. Righteousness, holiness. You understand? That's what we got to put on, man. These guys out here, man, I'm telling you, they ain't doing things for our community to mimic for the embetterment of our community. They only put things out there for you to lust after, to kill after, to covet after. You understand what I'm saying? They ain't finna put no book out or nothing out telling you, hey man, all that money, once you go get you a duplex or something, once you go invest into your first property, once you invest into an Airbnb, once you go get some RVs, man, you know, Airbnb some RVs out of, once you go invest into you a business. No. They show you this stuff so you can go out there and fight over it and kill for it. Every time the Jordans come out, everybody running and running into a Foot Locker or running somewhere, man, and to make sure they got them. And they'll kill for that. They'll kill for this stuff, man. Give me that. Colossians chapter 3, verse 12. You got to read it.
The book of Colossians chapter 3 verse 12. Put on therefore as the elect of God, holy and beloved, bowels of mercy.
Read.
Bowels of mercies,
Yep.
kindness, humbleness of mind.
Humbleness of mind. A lot of these guys ain't humble in their mind once they get this designer. Once they get these designers clothes, man, they looking down on you, man. You ain't got these. They just trying to make sure they got a one up on you, man. When we all wearing pleather, we all wearing what is it? Silk and when they mixing all the fabrics together, you got on I can't even think right now. But y'all know what I'm talking about. Rayon and all them other different materials that's mixed together. You think you got on silk, man? You ain't wearing silk. They ain't come from no silk worm. You got on a rayon shirt. You understand what I'm saying? You ain't got on no 100% linen. So they put this stuff out here, man, and they don't be humble, man, to make you want to fight over this stuff. Read.
Meekness, long suffering.
There ain't no meekness or long suffering when they out here acting up, right? When they out here thinking that they got design on, right? Read.
Verse 13. Forbearing one another and forgiving one another.
That's how we supposed to be rolling. That's the spirit we need to be rolling in, right? Read.
If any man have a quarrel against any, even as Christ forgave you, so also do ye.
So we supposed to give our brothers and sisters, man. All right. We still got to forgive them, hope, and pray that they repent and come up out this foolishness. Okay? Because let me tell you, hey, America, you understand? Like, this is just the beginning. A lot of things about to be exposed. They tongue falling upon their own selves, man. A lot of things coming out. Okay? You know, you have Putin showing you that all the Jews over there in Russia are black. He showed you the cathedrals and all the painting and artifacts and stuff on the wall. This stuff is starting to become public knowledge, man. You just got to do your due diligence and do your research and stop thinking these Israelite brothers and sisters are crazy when they telling you things that's pertaining to these scriptures. We finding out a whole lot of things, just the age of information. Okay? Give me Nehemiah 9, verse 21. You got it. Read it.
The book of Nehemiah, chapter 9, verse 21. Yea, 40 years didst thou sustain them in the wilderness, so that they lack nothing. Their clothes wax not old.
The what?
Their clothes wax not old.
The clothes wax not old. They clothes wax not old. The Most High gonna sustain us. Okay, like he did over there in the wilderness, right? With Moses, right? Read.
And their feet swelled not.
Our feet swelled not. They feet swelled not, right? Read.
Verse 22. Moreover, thou gavest them kingdoms and nations.
Hey, we went out and got the Most High gave us kingdoms and nations. That's it on 22?
No.
Continue.
And didst divide them into corners, so they possess the land of Sinhan.
Is that it?
Yes.
Okay. That's all I wanted. I wanted you to stop at 21. The Most High is going to sustain us, man. That's why I wanted to bring out that scripture. Okay. I don't have a whole lot of clothes, man. Okay. My wife got way more clothes than I got. You know, women gonna shop, man. They gonna shop. Right? But, you know, even we got to get on our sisters too, you know. Hey, slow it down a little bit. Let's budget more. Even though they clothes don't cost that much. They don't. But you sisters out there that still think y'all got to be in some designer, hey, it's made in China. We finding that out. You sisters just fiending for a bag. It's made in China. You could have went to TJ Maxx and went on caught that sale. You could have went to the rack room. You could have went to I don't know, Payless, something. You understand? Give me Romans 8:5. We're gonna close it out with that. You got it, read it.
The book of Romans chapter 8 verse 5. For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh.
When you after the flesh, you gonna care about the designer. Right? When you after the flesh, you gonna care about what people saying about you. You ain't really, I dress for comfort, man. I'm 44 years old. I dress for comfort. I wear things that feel good on my skin. I wear shoes that feel good on my feet. You understand? So now y'all seeing them Jordans, right? It's from the same place they're making them knockoffs. Okay? They just sewing the Jordan man a little bit bigger. You know, the knockoffs or whatever, but it's still the same stuff, man. You know, you got the fat Jordan that's flying and you got a Jordan that might look a little flicked or whatever. It's still coming from the same factories, man. They're using the same stitching. The same yarn. The same sewing, man. You just paying for a name. That's it. You just paying pretty much for some memorabilia, man. Oh, Jordan 4Ds. I got the flu games on or whatever. The red and black ones. Them was the last Jordans that came out. The flu game. You just paying for memorabilia, man. That's it. Right? Continue.
But they that are after the spirit, the things of the spirit.
The ones that's after the spirit gonna be thinking about the things that's of the spirit. You understand? So, designer made in China, man. I hope this video was edifying. I hope it strengthened your walk. Let's not spend no money on that, man. Let's get some land, right? Let's invest into some fruits and some livestock and some, you know, some poultry and some vegetation, right? And things that, you know, let's get into canning or something, man. You know, let's start doing that because famine is coming. We ain't got time to be paying all this crazy money for stuff that's made in China. All right? So, I'm going to be up out of here. Hey, love y'all. Shalom.
With exhortation, gotta be patient. Yeah, it's time to free the nation, gotta stop hating. This the end of the world, about to leave the bacon. Better hurry up and pick a side, yeah, I was shy Satan. Hey, just let me exalt you. Hey, just let me exalt you. Yeah, I'm here to exhort, make you put out that new port. I can remember back then we caught the short. Now we teaching indoor, teaching outside indoors, teaching on dry lands, teaching out on the shores. Do whatever we can, keep our brothers out of court. Teach it in the dirty south, and we teach it up north, then we teach it out west, even the east coast shores. You gotta bring that fire, dealing with them Brooklyn boys. Take it to the south of the border, dealing with them Ricans. We gotta bring it out, can hardly tell what they speaking. You the northern kingdom, Israel named you Ephraim. So stop sniffing cocaine and get drunk off Seagram. So impatient, gotta be patient. Yeah, it's time to free the nation, gotta stop hating. This the end of the world, about to leave it vacant. Better hurry up and pick a side, yeah, I wish I say.